Alright, and welcome everyone to tonight's race in RPM Esports F1. We are tonight watching the low gear division in China on the sunny track of China, to be honest. I am the commentator, RPM always Rick, and so far it looks good for the weather for the low gear drivers. Well, none of them went out so far. So we're just gonna wait for the first car to get out. An interesting track, to be honest. Very difficult, especially on tire wear. And it looks like one of the McLaren drivers is the one to go out first. And we can see here Rusty Oilcan, who is leaving the pit lane here. And yeah, we got a full grid tonight, so it's gonna be an interesting race from first to last, and a lot of people driving tonight, and that's especially a beautiful sight for RPM, of course. So have a full grid in race evening. Evil Master already in the chat. Welcome, mate. Hopefully you enjoy the race low gear drivers will provide to us. We've seen amazing battles throughout half of the season. We've been in Route 8 now of the 12 races we have. As we gotta look at the test elementary board real quick over here. So we got that set. Also RPM Barker joining us in the chat. Welcome. Hopefully you have a good evening and will enjoy the race here tonight as well. Well, Rusty Oilcan is on the very, very long back straight of this track in China, with a difficult hairpin on the end of it. So you take a lot of speed and then a hard braking with a really tight corner. And he's going to be the first car to set a lap as we got on board with him to see how the track really looks. Quick reminder for everyone. And maybe a small learning moment for some drivers who are watching, depending on the gears and line of the track. You can see here Rusty Oilcan taking it very tight and safe throughout the corner 1 and 2. Of course, those are the one of the most tricky corners in this track for sure, especially when you enter it with a full grip behind you or in the middle of it. Of course, we can see a lot of purple sectors setting from Rusty Oilcan as he's the first car on the grid here tonight. This is also one of the most difficult corners there is. Lots of traction lost if you put the throttle down too easily, as we can see here with Rusty Oilcan. He lost a bit of the rear there, but kept it on the track. It will cost him a few tenths of a time, but then again, it's early in the qualifying, so there's enough time to improve again. On the telemetry system we can already see the purple sectors flying in now. And there we go, a 1:33.2 for Rusty Oilcan as a banker lap. And now we're gonna look for the next car who comes out, and I think it's gonna be Jones over the line. No, it's Sabiaka, one of our championship contenders at the moment, together with his teammate up in the championship standings. Sabiaka going for a 1:33 flat, and the Maverick on the medium tire on P3 at the moment with a 1:35.4. Also Colin joining us. Welcome in tonight's commentary and race. As we see that Jones, the championship leader at the moment, did not have a good lap there. 1:58.9, which is a very, very off time there. Spritzy going for P7 on the mediums, and Rauchens going for 1:33.7 on the mediums as well. So he's close towards the soft tire cars, and that's an interesting pace for him in the Ferrari car. Spivey joining his teammate in top 3 as well on P3 exactly. As CDR Octavio goes on P10 with his lap out. Let's see if we can find another driver. We got RPM Westy in the Ferrari car on the medium tire. Oh, and he lost the car. There, he lost the car. Oh, and it's a front wing gone for the Ferrari of RPM Westy. And that's a commentator curse. This is exactly a good example of a commentator curse. Yeah, that will be a new set of tires and definitely a new front wing. And that's unfortunate for the Ferrari car over there. The Williams car of Octavio might be looking for a good lap. Let's see how he is doing. Same corner here, and you can already see it was easy on the throttle and went out wider. Touched the curb there. And let's see if that managed him some time off one of the top 3 cars. Here he comes across the line. It's a 134.7, brings him up to P8. Meanwhile, Big Buggy joined in the top 10 as well on the mediums, and he is a 133.8 with the Mercedes car with 2 laps on those yellow cheek tires. Let's see if Jones is improving. It's not that hard to not improve on your time. When you're so far off. Can he get a little toe off his teammate here maybe? And it does look like he's taking some slipstream there. But now he needs to watch out that his teammate won't be in the way. Sabiaka does seem to be on the lap as well. But oh, Jones invalidated actually. I didn't see that for a moment. So he will not be going for a lap. Now we've got the mighty Frex in Alfa Romeo. He went purple there in sector 2. Bit wide there on the exit. No invalidation though, so he might be good. Long back straight here, and let's see how he will enter this very sharp and heartbreaking hairpin. One of the Red Bulls might cross him first though. Taking a wide exit there, and it's a 134.4 for the Alfa Romeo of the mighty Frex. Gui joins on P9 in a Red Bull, and he is on a 134.6. Maverick in the meanwhile retired from the session and will not be qualifying anymore. Up the board we got quite some cars who skipped a few places. We got Rusty Oilcan now on P1 again, Zabiaka on P2 and Neddy on P3. Here comes Galar for his lap. Oh, deep braking there. And I think he will be a bit off time there. And he's on a 135.6. And yeah, Colin, I'm all on my own tonight. It's going to be a difficult one. I haven't done that for a while. But no Barker, I didn't forget to assign the commentary. It was already done yesterday, but unfortunately no one could make it. So I'm already on my own. And in the end, that's the most important thing, that we do have a stream up. So now go lazy on the couch again and just enjoy the stream. Westy out again on the set of medium tires. We've seen him lose it earlier in the qualifying on those tires. Lost that front wing with it and wasn't able to get a lap done yet. Let's see what he can do now. In front of him we got Matt Johnson, by the way, also one of the championship contenders. Both the Alpines will be looking for a decent amount of points after one crash of one of the Alpines, and then I think last week we didn't have an Alpine on the track. They are battling the Aston Martins for the Constructors' Championship. Westy going purple in Sector 2. Oh, and he lost it again in the same corner. And that's another front wing gone for the Ferrari car. And I hope they brought enough spares for him this early in the qualifying. Let's hope he can redeem himself on a set of top tires maybe. Well, Cosmo is going for the last few corners here on the medium tires in the Alpha Tauri car. And he goes with a 134 flat. In the meantime, Spritzy is going looking for a bigger improvement on his soft tires. And yeah, sorry Evil Master, I will let Westy drive on his own now and won't bring him back in screen. Because this is just, yeah, this is all an add-up. RPM Spritzy in the Alpine car going purple here. This is definitely one of his favorite tracks, as we know. And he chose the track actually for this calendar. And yeah, let's hope for him. He will be able to set a good result. So of course, he is also one of the cars fighting for the Constructors' Championship with Aston Martin. Now here in the last corner. (1:32.6), and that's a 3/10 gap towards P2. And Spritzy goes pole position for now. Rosebeach then in the Alpha Tauri car. He didn't set one lap in. And we're gonna be curious to see what he can do. When Jones joined on P2 with a 1:32.8, Spritzy still having a 2/10 gap on the car behind him. Oh, and Rosebeach having a bit of trouble there. Let's hope he didn't lose too much time on it. Westy goes back again, and Rusty Oilcan improving the time with a 1:32.5. The McLaren car shows what he got, and he has been fighting for a P1 position, for a podium position the entire qualifying, and he takes pole position back from the Alpine car of RPM Spritzy. The Rosebeach then going for a 1:33.7, and it brings him up to P8. Nettie now taking the pole position with a 1:32.4, and the pole position time is getting lower and lower. Let's see if any of the other cars on a lap now can improve their time. Matt Johnson just did a lap. We got Spring here. Oh, and he spun. Now this must be an add-on. I think I'm gonna be fired as director of commentary by the admins. This is too suspicious. Let's see his teammate then, Galar in the other Haas car. Galar looking good here, no rear loss so far. So I might not be on a commentator cars there. He goes purple in sector 2. And I already want to apologize to all the drivers watching and all the drivers who spun out while I was on commentary and watching them. I'm sorry guys, I don't know what's happening tonight, but here we go. Galar in the last quarter, he did a 1:35.6. He was improving, and where brings it in, and he didn't improve enough. Matt Johnston then with a big gap towards P1. He was right behind Galar, and I missed it for a second, but Matt Johnston going 1:31.9, and that's a pole position done with 5/10 gap on P2. So this is going to be very, very interesting race for the Alpine cars, as they are both in the top 5 positions with a nice time as well. And I really want to look at Westy's car again, and I'm just starting to take the gamble, and he keeps it again. Now he keeps it in this corner. The Ferrari car having a nice pace here so far. We've seen a few purple sectors from him on the medium tires, and let's see if he can keep those softs on the right temperature, and has the grip level to finish it with a nice time. And he is looking towards a nice time, and it's a 1:32.3, and that goes Westy in the Ferrari. P2 takes off the Red Bull of Netty, and in the last minutes of the qualifying as well. Might he do another lap to see if he can improve and close even further down to Matt Johnston. The Ferrari guy having P2 now, still quite a cars behind him on an out lap, so he might lose it in the end, but he's looking for a really good lap. Let's see what we got in the back. We got Galar on the lap. We got a yellow flag here for Spivey. I guess he spun, and I wasn't even watching him for the moment. I guess he spun out and he lost his time there. And the Mighty Frex was a small up on his time, and then he improved in the last corner, but not on position. He keeps P15 in the Alfa Romeo car on the soft tires. He might be looking for an improvement now though, because the time isn't done yet. He crossed the line in time. Gui is 9 seconds up, so he won't be improving. Let's see what Galar is doing. And oh, that was almost an invalidation. It's gonna switch towards the front in a second. Galar is up. Let's see what Westy's doing. He invalidated his lap, so he goes in. Rusty oil can then. But Spritzy might be in front of him, and so is one of the... Yeah, there we go. Zabiaka going purple. Yes, the Martin of Zabiaka going purple. Let's see what he is gonna do. These are the last cars to set their last lap time for the qualifying, and last big moment to improve their time and gain some positions. Zabiaka now on P7. Where is he going? And he goes P2. Then we got RPM Spritzy. P2! Rusty Oil Can. He's one of the last cars. He's up on his time. Just a bit though. Just a bit. The Mighty Frex going for P9. That's a nice improvement from him, going from P15 to P9. Oh, and Rusty Oil Can is actually off his time. So there we go. This is the lineup for tonight. We got the Alpine front row with 1 and 2. We got Zabiaka with a big improvement on the last lap on P3. RPM Westy only 1 lap needed to get that good result in, and he is on P4. And Neddy then on P5 in a Red Bull car. Rusty Oil Can, who spun apparently, doesn't have a front wing, on P6. Then we got Jones, our championship leader, on P7. He has some mission to do to gain a lot of points and keep his championship safe. Then we got Musqueta on P8, Mighty Frex on P9, Spivey on P10, Rogens on P12, Rosebitch on P11, I skipped one, Big Buggy on P13, Cosmo on P14, and we got Galar on 15, we got Gui on 14, Octavio on 17, and the rest I couldn't see in time anymore. Let's check those out. Let's check them out real quick. We were at P16 or something. Yeah, we got GUI on P16, Octavian on P17. The Maverick, unfortunately, after a bad lap on his mediums, didn't get to show a soft lap. On P18, we got Spring and Sinful, who didn't set a lap, on P19 and 20. So there's our qualifying. Exciting grid. It's really exciting grid. Both the LPs showing their pace again. Same as in Portugal, but in Portugal, unfortunately, Matt Johnson lost it on the first meters of the race. And it looks a bit cloudy here, but I don't see rain. Do I see rain? I can't say for sure. Don't think so. It's a bit dark. I can't. If I fight Boris, I'm sorry, but if I fight Boris, then I'll get you guys a blue screen, and we lose some audio and viewing time. All right. I see what's going on there. The YouTube guys are just. Well, there we go then. Better hurry up, Boris. Formation lap started. I got a complete takeover there in the chat, letting me invite Boris to the commentary. He was already in the pit lane, of course, but yeah, couldn't find the door towards the stairways to the commentary booth. As we are watching both the Alpines going for the formation lap. Matt Johnson on P1, Spritzy on P2, and Zabiaka having a bit of gap there. Maybe trying to get those Alpines some colder tires. Zabiaka acting there a bit of like it's a safety car. Party is open, Boris. I believe you can just join the cons booth. You should be in it. And yeah, Zabiaka really taking it slow here, getting that gap big enough, but both the Alpines notice it, so they are getting slow as well. So no hurry, Boris, just take your time. There's no hurry at the moment, since they are just really being slow. There we go. They're almost there. It took a little while, but the cars are now lining up while my co-coms finally arrived from the pit lane. Could you find the door, Boris?
Hello, good evening to all.
Good evening, welcome, mate. So
just in time, right?
Yeah, I just asked if you couldn't find the door towards the commentary booth.
I had to restart the game.
It's a long stairway to
to
it's
heaven.
a long stairway. Yeah.
Stairway to heaven.
Well, let's hope the low gear drivers give us a heaven of a race.
Yeah, I'm gonna activate the TAS so I can be helpful a bit. If
Sure,
I can.
Any help is welcome, and we are just waiting for the formation lap, and there we go. Alpine's front row, 4 lights on 5, and when they are off, we are racing, which is now. And there we go, both the Alpines looking to be away good. Sabiaka having a bit of trouble. Westy already coming up to P3. Sabiaka on the outside and Neddy on his inside. Westy needs to defend 2 cars there and needs to watch out for the P2 position of RPM Spritzy. Neddy losing it again to the Aston Martin car, but takes the outside line and has more grip and keeps the position. So a good start from both the Alpines and a really good start from RPM Westy as well. Sabiaka not having the best moment in the first moments of the race. We've got a lot of position changes going on at the moment, but luckily so far no one spun out and no one crashed into another car. As we shove back up the fight for P3 at the moment.
What's that, Portugal?
And yeah, Deck predicting a carnage in turn 1, but it all went good. Well, not for the Maverick, I guess, because he lost a lot of time and positions. And oh, there goes Neddy!
Well, that's a shame.
That's a really big shame, and that seems like the corner where Westy lost it 2 times in the qualifying. And we've seen a lot of cars actually losing it there, and that's Neddy into the wall. P4 gone for him.
We only got yellow flags for now.
Yeah, no safety car yet, and it's also a McLaren who spun. It's Spivey there. And we've got Mesqueta into the pit lane. Sinful fighting for P16 here with Galar. P15, sorry. Well, we go up again towards the fights a bit. Everywhere is a fight at the moment. And here we go, Rusty Oil again on the fight with Sabiaka, who lost a lot of positions due to a poor start. Matt Johnston making the gap towards his teammate big. Well, we got Spivey in the back, sliding away again. And now gets overtaken by the Maverick as well.
Yeah, Westy putting pressure on Spritzy right now.
Yeah, he really is, and he's definitely showing he got the pace on this track. Let's hope the grip level improved for him during the qualifying as well.
Yeah, he just made a mistake and lost half a second, so great timing for me to say it.
Yeah, well, commentator's curse has been hitting.
Co-commentator's curse. Co-commentator's curse this time.
Co-commentator's curse this time. Then it's been hitting Westy for the entire race so far. So let's see in the back a bit, as we see quite some small gaps there as well. Big Buggy jumped a lot up, and he's fighting the Aston Martin car of Jones at the moment, but also has Cosmo right on his tail. Buggy started on the hard tires. So
this could be a very interesting, strategy.
Yeah.
Maybe going on the softs till the end, lap 20 or so.
Yeah, well, normally it's the soft-hard strategy that's suggested around here.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's see if it works the other way around.
I can see Spritzy using his tires very, very much. He's by far the most who is using his tires.
Yeah, well, we all know China's tire wear is extremely high. So what are your thoughts on that one?
My thoughts are terrible. One stop is a maybe from softs to hards. To mediums is possible if you're probably on a wheel and have less aggressive setup, but I think maybe 2 stops, soft, medium, soft is maybe even the fastest option here. But anyone who can do 1 stop on soft to mediums, I think he should go for that. But this is tire wear around 70% at the end of the stint, so I really am not smart enough to say what's best. Haven't really tried it so that much.
Yeah, guessing it all depends on your setup as well and how far you can manage tire wear. Well, Cosmo tries to make the gap on Big Buggy here. Ooh, and that's almost a front wing touch. Makes Big Buggy a bit slow on his exit there. And both cars using a lot of ERS. Well, the top 4 actually is walking away a bit. Wesley lost a lot of time towards Spritzy, and Zabiaka can't seem to close in at the moment to the Ferrari car Wesley. Well, both cars are on the soft tires, and all the cars on the soft tires are injuring of a lot of tire wear at the moment.
Yeah, Spritzy and Zabiaka are over 40% with the front left, so in about 2 or 3 laps maximum, they will be pitting.
Yeah,
probably
that will
for the hard.
help out. Knowing all the cars behind you are on a different tire, that might definitely be a tricky strategy. Well, Cosmo goes for the attack towards Big Buggy, but Buggy has a DRS as well. Oh, and
Rosa Birch a 10-second penalty. Yeah,
that's a lot for exceeding track.
Yeah,
limits.
he lost it, and he was just driving on the grass, and the game gave him 10 seconds.
Yeah,
we'll see about that later.
Zabiaka and the Mighty Frack spitting after 4 laps of soft runs. And now let's see what they're gonna take. They're gonna take the medium, so that's definitely a 2-stop in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, you can you can probably do the mediums until the end, but you have to be really sensitive on your tire wear and your throttle and everything.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's possible, but highly unlikely.
Well, Big Buggy is still attacking Jones at the moment, and he's on a hard tire, so his pace at the moment is really good on those harder tires. Oh, and he lost it almost, and saved it. That was a good save from the Mercedes car there, which was a tricky exit with a lot of wheel spin on the end.
We see Puggy at 14% tire wear is starting to reel in Jones, so he'll be going for the attack soon.
Yeah, so far the tire wear between the medium and the hard isn't that big of a difference. And no, we don't get rain, by the way. It's overcast and sunny, so no rain.
Thank God.
Thank God, yeah. That would have definitely been a tricky one.
We see Jones pitting.
Oh yeah, and he's going for the
taking the mediums, yeah.
So interesting tire choices so far. Let's see what the cars are gonna do and how it ended up in the end. Well, Roachens is on the tail of Cosmo.
Yeah, everything is playing into the hands of Big Puggy and Roachens, since they took hard and no safety cars or virtual safety cars. So I think everything is playing right by them so far.
At the moment it is, yeah. Both the Alpines just driving away at the moment. And Westy also a bit of no man's land. But Big Buggy is closing in.
Yeah, Matt is actually very good in conserving his tires. He's only 48% front left, while Spritzy has 58% and Westy 55%. So Matt is going. He can easily do a soft medium here.
Yeah.
Let's say
sure.
lap 10 and go to the mediums until the end.
Westy got overtaken by the Mercedes of Big Buggy, and Westy also goes in for his first pit stop.
Spritzy as well.
And so is Pretty. Good scene. I think the gap for the Alpines was there to make a double stack, but they don't want to risk it. And that's all. That's a good choice.
Spritzy putting hard on. Westy putting hard, so they are done with the pit stops and going all the way. It's gonna be interesting to see how can Big Buggy challenge them later in the race.
For sure,
Puggy has to do around 13 laps more and then put on fresh softs where he will be 2 seconds faster than anybody else. So it will be interesting to see.
He had a really good pace on those hards so far. He had a really good start as well. I believe he started P13 and he was P8 in the end of the lap 1. So his pace on the hards is really good. But how many places will he drop at his pit stop, and how many problems will the traffic deliver towards him once he made that pit stop?
Yeah, he'll be hoping that he doesn't get a safety car or virtual safety car now. Even though, having said that, he could pit now for the mediums and take them all the way till the end, which is a bit tougher, but it can be done.
Yeah, it can definitely be done as well. Matt Johnston goes in for his pit stop, and that's 6 laps in on the soft tires, and I'm guessing he will go for the hard tires as well.
Yeah, he has a big lead. There's no point risking it. Yeah, hard tires.
Well, I just shuffled through the grid a bit, and it's a big fight going on here. Westy overtaking the Maverick for P10, and Jones taking P12 away from Sinful. And the Maverick still close behind the Westy here. He gets the DRS. Can Westy defend on the fresh tire? That's the big question. And so far he can.
Actually, starting on hards is always a good tactic when there are no safety cars, because everybody who makes an early pit stop is prone to get stuck into traffic and lose 2, 3, 5 seconds maybe in the traffic, while Puggy has a clear track in front of himself, aside from Cosmo, who is 1 second down on him. So everything going to plan.
I think everybody is looking good for the moment on their strategies.
Yep.
And Westy moving up slowly towards his grid position again. He's in P10 at the moment, still 1 place between him and Spritzy. He lost 4 places between him and Spritzy, so he will definitely be looking for a good pace on those hard tires. But the Maverick is still within DRS range of the of the Ferrari car. And let's see what the Maverick can do. Well, Jones is next to him as well. Both cars DRS. Jones using more ERS. And yeah, now the late break for Maverick is pretty difficult. But Westy helps him defend a bit. And still he lost it in the end. That's a shame. Where the Maverick did a really good job.
Yeah, Cosmo started on mediums and he's only 27% with the front left. We know the front left is mostly, you look at the front left on this track, it wears faster than any other tire, so I think Cosmo can do a medium soft here strategy.
He might be able to, yeah. He's
yeah, definitely. Another 10 laps, that's around 60% tire usage.
Also noticing that the difference between Puggy's and Rochen's tire wear is quite big as well. Seeing that there's 4% almost between each tire.
Yeah, but the top 4 now are going for soft and going till the end. Their tire wear is really good.
And Roaches might be on the perfect strategy here tonight.
Yep.
Spritzy overtaking Sprink in the Haas car, and he takes back P7 and is moving up back to the podium positions. His teammate is only separated by 1 car and a gap of 4 seconds. And let's see to the gaps a bit, as we do want to see the most fights as possible. Jones and Wesley are still going at it.
Yeah, Westy losing a lot of time behind Jones now.
That's definitely not helping him out, try to get that podium position back.
Yep. That's the problem with the early pit stops.
True, yeah.
You never know where you're gonna get out and how much time will you lose, and how will it all play out later. He was in contention for a top 3 and now he's P11. But he will go till the end on these tires, so he'll probably pick up 5-6 positions, but losing time behind someone is precious.
It's really precious, and yeah,
Yep.
It's just going to be interesting to see what Jones and Zabiaka are going to do on those medium tires, as that we do notice that they are probably trying to extend them to the end, or maybe even trying a 2-stop. So that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, 20 laps on mediums is a stretch, but it can be done. But you have to go sensitive on the right turns a bit more to save them.
Mighty Frex overtaking Sinful here, and he takes P14. And the gaps on the grid are starting to form a bit. The gaps are starting to form a bit bigger. Well, Matt Johnson overtook Gui anywhere in the lap before this one, and he's up to P4 again. Now it's up to Spritzy to get past Galar and join his teammate again as soon as possible. He did look for the gap there on the first hairpin, but didn't want to try it. He's in the sandwich of both horses. Maybe Spring can get some extra pace.
He will have to wait until DRS. It's not worth lunging in the car in any of these corners.
No, I definitely don't want to risk all of it in just one spot of the track. But he's getting really, really close now, and still didn't want to risk it, and he's absolutely right.
Yeah, he will have DRS now, and it's an easy overtake.
Slowly going on the throttle, side by side on the exit, and he has the position practically almost done. And there he goes, DRS open, and look at the speed that delivers the car if that rear wing goes open. It's insane. So let's see in the back of the grid a bit. I did see Rozovic losing some positions there, and it was a yellow as well, so he might spun and get back on track. And both teammates of the Haas, Galar and Sprink, are really close towards each other as well, and maybe they can help each other out a bit, trying to attack Spritzy again and take some time away from the Alpine car. Neddy actually joined us in chat a few minutes ago, and yeah, he definitely had the pace for the podium. Unfortunately, mate, it didn't work out for you tonight, which is really sad that you had a good qualifying. But let's try again next week and show the low gear drivers what you actually got.
Yep. Better luck next time.
Well, Rosebridge is in the pit lane, so he might have burned off his tires there. With laps and laps to go, he goes for another set of soft tires, and I'm not sure how his pit stop strategy is looking at the moment.
Yeah, medium, soft, I guess. Or no, he put the new mediums on.
He did put me new mediums on, yeah,
And he was on mediums, right?
he was just on mediums.
Oh.
Gui
I don't know
and
about
Galar
that.
going in. And yeah, Rosebridge fitted 2 medium tire sets so far, so he needs to make another pit stop anywhere near this race.
Yep.
Wesley
Going
now
for the hearts, and Galar going for the hearts at the end.
yeah, both cars were on the mediums, I believe, so good choice for them. But you definitely don't stretch the soft tires for 14 laps. Both Alpines join each other again on track. Well, not really close towards each other, but they are behind each other with a 6-second gap at the moment. And they are looking good to redeem their positions for the front rows, as the gaps towards the front aren't that big. If Big Buggy just driving away at the moment and has a bit of traffic in front of him, which is going to be Rosebridge.
Yeah, I think Matt and Spritzy have this covered, so...
Yeah, so do I. I think they are doing a really good job on the strategy so far. Cosmo going in lap 13, and that's an interesting one. He was doing well on the tire wear, so maybe he found a way to...
Always
No, he
going
goes for the
for the
hearts.
heart, yeah. I really
Interesting
don't
one.
understand. He could do another
Oh,
5 laps and put the softs.
I
Maybe.
did see... It's Jones! Jones lost it in the final corner! And I thought actually one of the Aston Martin was going in, but Jones lost it in the final corner, and that's another bad race for him so far, same as last week, and his podium points, well, his championship points are just getting lower if he can't recover enough from this.
Yeah.
And let me quick check what the gap is for him at the moment. I don't believe it's that big. Yeah, this gap with Spring is really close. It's only 2 points, and only 30 points for Matt Johnston. With a win, he will gain 40 points, and actually jump Spring with it as well. So Jones might lose 2 championship positions here if he won't recover enough. He needs to gain 10 points to keep Matt behind him.
Yep. He'll be hoping for a safety car or something like that.
The Mighty Frex just overtook Rossio again. Rossio again is going for the attack back. Oh, and there's a bit pushing there. Side by side through the last corner. That was bad camera angle from me. Sorry. Now on the DRS zone again. The Mighty Frex takes the position. These two cars are battling it out for the last sector here. Mighty Frex doing well, keeping his car wide and is defending big time. Rochoyo can definitely show that his pace is here tonight, but he didn't have all the luck so far in the race. Maverick now really close towards Westy. I don't know what happened there, but the gap, I thought the gap was bigger than that. And I guess it was, since the Maverick... Oh yeah, there goes the DRS. And Westy now losing to the Maverick on P8. But the Maverick has 14 lap old hard tires on it, which might be an interesting one towards the end of the race. His teammate isn't that far behind him, but he goes in. And he will be going for the soft tires, I guess. 12 laps.
Puggy, Rauchens and Sprink are yet to pit, and it's interesting to see will they go for the softs in about 3 or 4 laps, or maybe this lap go for the mediums. And
I think it's going to be very interesting where they end up again, because I don't know what the time is of a pit stop here, but I think they will just become in front of Cosmo. Maybe even Zabiaka. So they will gain a lot of positions if they pit any time now. They will lose out to Spritzy and Matt Johnson anyway, but they might gain a lot, of course, on those fresh soft tires if they choose for it.
Yeah. I don't think they can gain enough to overthrow Matt and Spritzy for the top 2 positions, but never say never, right?
Both the Alpines are showing an amazing pace at the moment.
Yep.
They've already done it. Well, Rogers actually goes in, but they've already done it throughout the season, to be honest. In Portimao, they was just unlucky that Matt Johnson lost it out early. And last week, Spritzy took another podium, I believe. So, or was that Portimao? I don't know anymore.
Yeah, Rauchen's going for the early pit on the mediums.
Oh yeah, that's an interesting one then. And he ending up behind Sabiaga, behind Cosmo even. So Cosmo might be looking for a good strategy here. And if Sprink actually goes in and Big Puggy goes in, he might gain 2 positions. And he's behind Sabiaga. Sabiaga having really old tires compared to Cosmo. As we already seen, Cosmo doing really well on the tire wear.
Yep.
Zabiaka keeping his car wide as possible, but he knows the DRS zone will come up after just 3 turns, and then it's going to be interesting for the AlphaTauri car. Well, Spritzy gets moved on the blue flag. Octavio moving out of the way nicely. And Cosmo here then. Here's a bit of a gap. 6/10.
Puggy pitting.
Oh, and there we go.
Let's
see what Sprink is gonna do.
It's mediums for Puggy. Yeah.
So no one taking the gamble on the soft tires then.
Yeah. I would have stayed, personally I would have stayed another 2 laps and put the softs on. But...
yeah, same.
yeah.
I mean, if you take it that far on those hardest compound, why not try it?
Yeah, the difference is around a second between softs and mediums, so it's a no-brainer for me.
Sprink actually
8 or 9 laps on softs is not easy to do.
Definitely not, no, for sure. But Sprink having some troubles on those old mediums, and Big Puggy came out right behind him, and he might even gain a position already. Yeah, and Sprink gives it easily.
There's a battle, Cosmo versus Rauchens.
Oh, and Octavio spun, and let's get back to Cosmo then. Oh, then actually Rauchens actually overtook Cosmo there on the fresher mediums. Now Zabiaka seems to be the next victim of the Ferrari car. And actually the Ferraris are looking really good in points at the moment. P8 and P6, which will definitely be P5 after this lap. And maybe even P4. Definitely P4, since Sprink does need to pit again. There he goes, Ferrari overtaking Zabiaka and getting a P5 in. Sabiaka keeping the inside line though, but that's hard to make the apex work. Cosmo having some trouble on the exit. And Sabiaka going in. Giving Cosmo a bit of a DRS moment. And Jones lost out in position towards Westy again. And he goes in as well. And the Aston Martin cars
putting the mediums also.
Yeah, but he seems to be stuck. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that was a weird moment again. We had the pit stop glitch again. And it seems to happen every time we get a double stack. I don't know for sure, but yeah, weird moment there. But it definitely don't seem the right track for the Aston Martin cars. Well, Rogans get a 3 seconds penalty.
Yeah.
And based on penalties, actually, everyone is looking good except for Rogans, Sinful, and Rosebeach. Rosebeach losing out a lot with the 10-second he got earlier in the race, and a 3-second add-up for the Trackins.
Now, if he has the pace to catch Puggy, this time penalty will not help him at all for, let's say, P3 after sprint pits.
No, definitely not. He's really close behind Sprint now, and while Sprint goes in, Big Puggy setting the fastest lap. And P4 for the Mercedes at the moment, who had a really good race here. And Sprint does go for the soft tires. 8 laps to go. And a gap, well, quite big to be honest. Almost 18 seconds. 19 seconds even. Towards the Maverick. And losing 19 seconds in just 8 laps will definitely be a hard race for him. He will have some DRS moments.
Yeah, but Sprint with these softs can reach P6 probably without any issues, because the Westy and Maverick will be on very old hards, so P6 for Sprint is a must here.
It definitely will be a must, yeah.
And Puggy has managed to take 2 seconds off Spritzy. This will be interesting. He needs around 8 tenths per lap to be able to reach Spritzy.
Well, he definitely has the younger tires and the faster ones as well. But that's gonna be a hard battle.
Yeah, Spritzy already on 30% with his front left tire, so
Big Puggy did just make the fastest lap 4 tenths faster. So that's 4 tenths in 1 lap already.
Yep.
Let's see if he can close in even more. And he does seem to be looking at it. And he's improving his lap again. So interesting strategy and race for Big Puggy, who started on P13 and is now driving for a podium position.
Yeah, excellent, clean drive.
Really clean.
3rd position, I think he will be happy with that. Or maybe not, because the gap is getting smaller and smaller, so...
Yeah, he gained a lot of time, but it seems like Spritzy is pushing a lot of well, and there might be a bit of team play towards the Alpine cars here, as Spritzy is gaining tenths every corner towards Matt Johnston. Maybe both the Alpines are trying to give each other a bit of DRS to help making defending go a bit easier.
Yeah, Puggy on the last lap had the 1.5 second faster lap than Spritzy. 36.3 now from Spritzy.
This is definitely going to be an interesting fast final laps when we enter lap 23. 22, well, almost for 23. And we'll see who in the end will take the highest position on the podium. The Maverick goes in after 20 laps on the hard tires. Westy now up to TP6, but he has Sprink on the fresh soft tires on 1.2 seconds behind him. He needs to push as much as possible to keep those positions up and high.
Yeah, Sprink going for P6, that's his maximum today, so...
Yeah, arriving off 14 seconds towards Cosmo is definitely a big challenge.
Pug is under 4 seconds now.
Mercedes definitely doing a good job here.
Yep.
And Spreadsheet will definitely be looking at this timetable and asking his engineers for the gap every corner again. Well, Luke joins in later. Hello, Luke. Welcome, mate.
Westy actually has damage.
Does he?
On the left side, yeah.
Oh, and I didn't notice
6% damage is not much, but it's probably half a second. So.
It's definitely enough, especially in these type of cars, with the downforce is so important of the drive. And there goes Sprink for P6. Westy dropping down to P7, but he still did an amazing job so far. I'm just wondering where he picked that damage up then, but yeah, maybe we'll find out after the race.
We got a three-way here: Jones, Rusty, and Gerlar.
Oh, and Galar seems to be dropping out of that fight early.
Oh,
and then
he's saving fuel. He's saving fuel.
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah, he's right equal on fuel now. So
he might expected a safety car here.
Yeah, he's going for the softs now because his fuel is insufficient to finish the race. So shame about that.
Yeah, that's definitely a shame. I know how that feels, losing your fuel in the last few laps. Especially
everybody else is safe with the fuel, except maybe Zabiaka is currently 0.16 fuel, so that could go all the way, or he will have to lift a bit.
That might cost him a little bit of podium, a bit of positions there. And maybe even one position towards West.
Yep.
Well, Big Buggy is now on 3 seconds. Oh, and he spun! Big Buggy spun in turn 1 and is right on the track. And this is going to lose him out. There goes Rochens overtaking him. And where's Cosmo? Cosmo's still far behind. Big Buggy touching the inside curb there with a bit of grass and lost it out on turn 1. Roach is now leading towards Big Buggy with 3 seconds, and that might give him a podium in the end anyway.
Yep. Shame about that. He did everything right the first 23 laps, and yeah.
Totally agree. Buggy had an amazing drive and just lost out in one of the final laps of the race. Touching that inside curb, an easy bit of trouble, and he was gone. And those tires must have been taking quite some damage there, which are now equal and 20% each. And he's just losing time after corner after corner.
I think the top two are decided for today.
Same. I think the podium is decided at the moment. Maybe Rogens can make a small mistake in the end that gives Big Buggy the second he needs.
I don't know if you noticed, but the gap between Matt and Spritzy was 6, 7, 8 seconds. It's now 3.5. don't know what happened.
In the
Did
first
something
place, I thought maybe they were trying to help each other out, help Stritzy out, getting him a DRS to keep Buggy away, but they're keeping consistent now, so maybe they were trying to help each other out, but in the end, Buggy made a mistake on his own, and which is a shame. Big shame.
Yep. Yep. Great strategy, great first 23 laps, but then little mistake, a loss of 10 seconds, and that's it.
Oh, and now Jones makes the same mistake, and he hits Rusty Oil again with it. Jones, oh, and they come back dangerous on the track, and almost taking Maverick out as well. Maverick will take 2 easy positions here, I guess, and the Rusty Oil Can just really lost out on a mistake from Jones. He spun back on track. Rusty Oil Can on the full throttle in turn 1, just going straight in the side of Jones, so Jones might have got some damage there as well, and he did.
Yep.
Oh, and he lost it again. And this is just one big pile up of how the season after 8 laps, 8 rounds is actually going for the championship leader. He lost his entire front wing now, and basically he lost his championship position.
Yeah, he's not gonna be happy with that.
Wesley lost the position towards Sabiaka there. Sabiaka, of course, having the fresher tire.
Yeah, don't forget Westy has 6% damage on his left front wing, so...
Also, yeah, so he's doing still an amazing job, and both Ferraris are doing a really good job. They are definitely helping the Constructors' Championship out, keeping it exciting, as in my calculations, the Constructors will now be leaded by... No, it's not. No, LP might still take the championship so far. But the Ferrari gained a lot of positions, I guess. 1 position maybe. All depending on the end of spring. But in the end, yeah, the Constructors' Championship in low gear is looking really, really, really close.
Yep. Mid gear also.
And someone lost it out there, and that's Roseweger. Mid gear as well, of course, yeah. Which will be viewing tomorrow on the same track, of course. And
did you practice, Rick?
No, I didn't. Not a lot. Yesterday, a few, just a few yesterday with Westy. So I need to do my best tomorrow before the race.
Do you like the track?
No.
Okay.
No. Just do you?
Who likes the track? Is Becker like Becker?
No. Dookie doesn't like it that much. Spritzy does though. Spritzy does it.
Yeah, we can see that. P2.
Yeah. Well,
I actually like this track. It's one of my favorites. So.
I like how wide it is and how much overtake positions you got. But
it's not that difficult, so that's why I like it.
But the tire wear is just killing me every time.
Yeah, it's relentless tire wear.
In the meantime, Big Buggy is gaining time towards Trojans, but is it gonna be enough in the end?
Yeah, he needs 7/10, 8.
Trojans looking for, I believe, his first podium for RPM. I'm not sure, but I think it is his first podium for RPM. And looking for good points for the Ferrari team here as well. Trying to close in the gap towards the Haas cars, and they are definitely doing that. But the big winner of tonight's race are definitely both the Alpines. started both on P1 and 2 and ended so far both on P1 and 2. Now I'm gonna clap that off because I'm not gonna I don't want to curse them in the final lap because definitely they both will kill me.
Yeah, they did a great race.
They did a great race, really consistent, good teamwork, and in the end it paid all off so far.
Yep. I don't think Puggy can take 8/10 down on Rauchen, so...
No, same, as they are now entering the final sector. We're gonna switch to the winning team here tonight. Both the Alpines on P1 and P2 as the final corner approaches. And I see Matt Johnson slowing down a bit there. Showing his teammate a really good, nice, clean race. And there we go. P1 and P2 for the Alpine cars who are now following each other towards the rest of the track. Rauchen's taking, I believe, his first podium in RPM. Did an amazing job coming from far off the grid. And so did Big Buggy. Just lost it out on just a small mistake in one of the final laps of the race. Cosmo having a great race as well, joining on P5. Then we got Spring, P2 in the championship, and he will close in easily now on P6. Zabiaka, a really up and down race for him. P7. RPM Westy did a really good job at the qualifying, but lost it out unfortunately in the race. Still P8 in the end, and he might be proud of that result. Gui taking P9 on penalties towards Mesqueta on P10. Then the Maverick comes out on P11, P10. Mesqueta going out P11. The Maverick coming on to the final corners now, and he will be on P12. Then we got Sinful on P13. He started all the way at the back, gained 7 positions, so he will be proud of this result in the end. Rusty again, yeah, just so much unlucky moments for him here tonight, crashing into Big Puggy after a small mistake from the Mercedes car. He will be joining on P14. Then Galar had a really inconsistent race as well. Now he lost out on fuel, where we can see the one of the winning cars there coming up behind him. Well, he's finishing the lap. Jones, our championship leader, lost out completely in this race, and this is just not going well for him in the last 2 races. On P16 and Rosebeach on P17. Unfortunately, Octavio, Spivey and Neddy didn't get to finish the race.
Yep.
Now, let's see if they join us in commentary. I don't know if Rauchens actually is... I don't know if you got Rauchens on PSN.
Yeah, no, but I invited him. But it says he cannot invite some of the players. Maybe only you can invite him. So I'm not really sure about that. Sorry.
Let me give it a try.
I tried it, but it said like that. So we're waiting for Matt and Spritzy right now, right?
Yeah, those are the 2 cars we want first, and of course Rauchens in there as well, since he had an amazing race. Let's see. Let's add him to the party. There we go. And
yeah, now it is. It wouldn't let me do it, so.
Watching the final results, and of course I know you want to go all the way down towards the last position for the stewarding results. Matt Johnson on P1 and Spritzy on P2 and Rauchens on P3. That's our podium so far. Well, 2 of our podium positions already joined, and they are both teammates as well. Let's, Boris, you can start off with questioning one of them.
Hello.
Hello, Boris.
Hello. How are you doing tonight?
All the better for hearing your voice.
Really? Yeah. Well, congratulations, Alpine. You really showed them who's the boss
you,
now.
Does that mean
Yeah.
that mean that me and Matt get our bonus that you promised us?
Yeah, the bonus is coming your way.
Thank you.
No, don't worry. Be happy. Do we have Rauchens here? I want to start with him.
I don't think he joined yet. No.
Well, let's start from Spritzy. Spritzy P2, that was excellent. What can you say in your defense that you couldn't keep up with Matt?
Well, that's a good question, mate. I guess Matt's just got more pace. Absolutely got more pace on the softs for definite. So I couldn't keep up with him then. Started closing it down at the end, but it wasn't meant to be, and he deserved that. He drove amazing. So yeah, really pleased to get a 1-2, which is nice because it closes the constructors up, keeps you happy, stops you being all angry all week, which is quite nice.
Thanks for that. Nevertheless, P2 was excellent. You had the pace. You deserved your P2. And congratulations. If you have anything to say now or forever hold your peace.
Well, you know me already, so I won't hold my peace. But no, it was a really good race. There was a point where Puggy was catching us, and it got down to about 4 seconds, and it was about 6 laps to go, and I thought Puggy's going to get me probably, but Matt was fine. So and then all of a sudden, a bit of luck, Puggy disappeared. So we just had to bring it home then, which was good.
Yeah, Puggy caught the first curb on the first corner, so he spun, lost about 8-9 seconds, and that was it. You got lucky in the end.
He would have got us, but then his mediums would have been going off, and I think the hard tyre.
He would have gotten you maybe. It's one thing to catch you and then overtake. That's another thing. So probably he would have got you, but we cannot know that for certain. Anyways, congratulations on P2.
Thank you, mate.
Matt, how are you doing tonight?
Very good. Very pleased with the 1-2.
Yeah, you had this under control, everything. Tell us about the quali. Are you happy with that time? Do you have any more tenths and the usual?
Yeah, I'd say. I mean, I've set a lot better laps, but probably sector 3 was my slowest. I made a little bit of a mistake, and then I know Spritz, props to him, got faster sector 3 and ended up putting it on second on the front row. So good team effort, but I'm happy with the quali. Still P1.
Yeah, great race from Alpine. Tonight we will hope to carry on this happiness for tomorrow as well, but we cannot promise anything, but we will try to keep you guys happy as you made, let's say, me happy today with the Alpine 1-2. And Rick, it's all yours. Congratulations to all of you guys, and without safety cars and virtual safety cars, it was a great race to comment and to watch, I guess. And good night from me. Rick, it's all yours.
Yeah, well, final questions towards the podium drivers, of course. Not only did you gain a bit of a big gap towards the constructors, towards Aston Martin, since they both finished quite far behind you, but also, Matt, you closed in quite a lot on the championship standings. How did that feel?
Yeah, good, because that was the plan, and then we've managed to execute it, just getting closer for the last couple of races. Which, I mean, this is a tricky track. The next couple of tracks are a bit easier, but I think that might be where the back of the pack starts to come closer to the front, and it's a bit easier for everyone else on the grid. But I don't know, I guess we'll see how the next few races go, but now at least I've closed the gap. I've still got a chance now at the championship.
Yeah, well, congrats from me as well for both of you joining as a teammate on the podium. And I want to thank all of you who were watching tonight, and I hope you all enjoyed this race, which was very exciting to watch. Tomorrow we will be back with mid-gear division on the same track, and there you can see me and Boris maybe win it, I don't know. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow again, and have a great evening, everyone.
Yeah, good night.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.